What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Hollywood Steve coming at you with another episode of the Hollywood Steve Wrestling Podcast, where we break down the biggest stories, hottest matches, and all of the chaos happening across the wrestling world. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and join the conversation in the comments. Let's get into it. All right, today we are going to be discussing AAA's latest paper, PLE Los Dedos Grandes, that emanated from Monterrey, Mexico. Noche de los Grandes. So this is week one of Noche de los, of AAA Noche de los Grandes, and we had four matches, three title bouts in a mask versus mask main event in front of 12,000 fans at Arena Monterrey in Monterrey, Mexico. The show served as the climax of the American Civil War storyline and marked one of AAA's most consequential nights since WWE's acquisition of the promotion. So, here we go with match recap. So we had the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship on the line. Rey Fenix challenging Laredo Kid, who was the current champion, and Rey Fenix defeats Laredo Kid to become the new AAA Cruiserweight Champion. Now, I have thoughts. Now, I had thought that when they brought both Penta and Rey Fenix into the WWE, when they brought them in together, or I thought they were going to not brought them in together, but when they brought them in, I thought they were going to put them together and that we were going to get the Lucha Bros. Well, that hasn't quite worked out. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I don't know why that has not worked out, but it has not worked out currently. And so you have Rey Fenix over in AAA, defeating Laredo Kid to become the AAA World Cruiserweight Champion, and you have Penta, who's on Raw currently, as the Men's Intercontinental Champion. Well, hopefully eventually they'll come together, and we'll get the Lucha Bros, just like we have been hoping for, clamoring for, dreaming for, to see them go up against the likes of Jimmy and Jey Uso, really who were left. But the Street Profits, the Street Profits, and that's really it, guys. That is it for all the tag teams, but that is another story for another day. So, we have Laredo Kid losing to Rey Fenix, and Rey Fenix, again, is your new AAA World Cruiserweight Champion, and we had El Hijo del Vikingo defeating El Helio de Wagner Jr. for Wagner Jr.'s AAA Latin American Championship. So we've had El Helio del Vikingo. He has been AAA Mega Champion, and now he is the new and current AAA Latin American Champion. Vikingo was accompanied by Dorian Rodon, and he survived Wagner Jr.'s power offense. And landed a decisive aerial sequence to secure the pinfall. This marked Vikingo's return to singles gold in AAA. Then we had the War Raiders taking on the AAA World Tag Team Champions Psycho Clown and Pagano. And Eric and Ivar, the War Raiders, are your new AAA World Tag Team Champions. The champions' internal friction cost them dearly. After a chaotic brawl, the War Raiders overpowered both men to win the belts. Multiple outlets noted the match's wild weapon heavy energy. And so the War Raiders, again, not knowing what WWE, not knowing what to do with them, sent them down to AAA and put them up against Pagano and Psycho Clown to become the AAA World Tag Team Champions. I think it's good. I mean, it's good now because WWE has options now, whereas before you did not have options. If you were a wrestler or a superstar that was not getting utilized properly, that was not getting used, you were most likely going to be let go, and that was going to be it for you. That was going to be it. But having AAA now and also having TNA. Now, I mean, TNA is kind of still their own. TNA is kind of still their own thing. They're not really. They aren't associated with the WWE bought TNA, but they aren't really associated. They don't have a working so much as as much of a close working relationship as they do with AAA, where you see AAA guys on Raw and SmackDown. You know, you don't see TNA guys really on Raw and SmackDown. You saw them on NXT for a while, and that was kind of it. You don't really see that anymore. So, you know, so you have that. And then, now, in one of the most anticipated main events in AAA, you had the Mask versus Mask. All right, now I want to let's get some context here. So, originally, the El Grande Americano character was meant to be a comedy act, right? It was meant to be this comedy act that Chad Gable created as he left to go to, 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Can you believe that? I think it was like 2 years ago. That's crazy. 2 years ago. He left to go learn the ways of the luchador, right? That's what he told Ivy Nile and Julius and Brutus Creed, right? That's what he told the Creed American Made. That he was going to go learn the ways of the luchador because he needed to know how to beat Rey Mysterio. Because him and Rey were kind of feuding. And so he needed to know how to beat Rey Mysterio. So he decided to go learn. The ways of the luchador. Well, so he goes and learns the ways of the luchador, right? He goes and learns that. Then you have him. He gets hurt. Then you have, well, okay, we're not doing anything with Ludwig Kaiser, so let's make him El Grande Americano. Let's have him step in. Well, Ludwig Kaiser said, okay, I'm stepping into this role as El Grande Americano, but I'm going to take this role very seriously. And he had split from Gunther. Imperium was done. Gunther was off on his own, doing his own thing. So Ludwig Kaiser says, okay, I'm going to be the new El Grande Americano while Chad Gable is out recovering from shoulder surgery, right? So Ludwig Kaiser dives into this character and makes this character his own. He learns Spanish to speak fluent Spanish, cuts promos in Spanish, and then gets a hold of Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, puts them under masks, and you have Rayo and Rayo, and you have Los Americanos. You have this faction now that Kaiser has developed. Now, again, he took this character that was just supposed to be a comedy act. It was supposed to be just a comedy gimmick that Chad Gable was like, this would be funny. Let's do this comedy character. Let's do this comedy character bit, right? With, and kind of poking fun at Lucha Libre. Oh, well, if I'm one of the greatest wrestlers, so if I can learn any style of wrestling, so I'm gonna learn luchador, and I'm gonna become a luchador. And so it was supposed to be this comedy gimmick. Well, Ludwig Kaiser took it and took it to a whole new level. And he's become beloved down there in Mexico. Everybody loves Ludwig Kaiser as El Grande Americano down there. Everybody loves him. He is so beloved down there. Everybody down in Mexico is taken to Ludwig Kaiser as El Grande Americano. And he was at a live event, or an appearance. He had an appearance, and this was recently. He got super emotional because Gunther, I guess, they've been him and Gunther have been friends for quite some time. They've been friends for quite a while. And so Gunther had to pay. I guess Ludwig Kaiser got arrested, got thrown in jail, and Gunther paid his bail to get him out of jail. He paid his, I think it was $500,000 bail that Gunther paid to get Kaiser out of jail. And then he had passport issues and travel issues that got taken care of. And so he has taken what was meant to be a comedy act and turned it into a legitimate character. That speaks to the talent of Ludwig Kaiser. That man is so talented that he could take a comedy character and turn it into something that, and take it to the next level and turn it into something that wasn't supposed to be this huge character, and he's taken it and elevated it, I mean, like 12, 13 fold. He has elevated it to the next level. And man, let me tell you, I am all for it. I am here for it. I am absolutely here for it because, yeah, it's awesome. I'm here for it. I want to see Ludwig Kaiser succeed. Before we get into what else I heard, let's get into the match. So this was Mask versus Mask. Now, if you guys don't know, in Luchador or in Lucha Libre, when they have a Mask versus Mask match, that is a significant match because there's so much history and lore with the luchador mask. It is sacred. If you're a luchador and you wear a mask, or a luchadora and you wear a mask to hide your identity, and you end up in a mask versus mask match, you lose a piece of yourself. You pretty much lose a piece of you lose a piece of your soul, of your heart, because now everybody can see who you are. Everybody can see your face. Everybody can see who you are. Everybody knows your identity now. And Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser have been doing this character for the better part of 2 years. And just recently, within the last few months, that they've had this feud, and this feud has just elevated and elevated and elevated, and it's elevated AAA to the point where you had Chad Gable wrestling on, along with Ludwig Kaiser, wrestling on Raw, and the feud carrying over to Raw, and Julius and Brutus getting involved, and going by Julio and Bruto, which is it's so American, it's hilarious, and Los Americano Heroes, and then you have El Grande Americano, Ludwig Kaiser, and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, Rayo and Ryo. And so you have, and this feud just escalated until on AAA TV, El Grande Americano challenged the OG El Grande Americano to a mask versus mask match at Noche de los Grandes, week 1. So this is 2 weeks. So these four matches were week 1. And if that is any indication, if what I've seen of this match is any indication of what they're going to do in week 2, sign me up. So let's get into this main event. Mask versus Mask. El Grande Americano, Ludwig Kaiser, defeats original El Grande Americano, Chad Gable. And Chad Gable has to unmask. And the culmination of the... Now, this was a year-long storyline. I stand corrected. The culmination of the year-long Americano storyline delivered a dramatic, emotional main event. Kaiser's heroic persona clashed with Gable's bitter original version in a match widely praised as a match of the year contender. And after being pinned, the original was forced to unmask, revealing Chad Gable. And what I thought was cool, Gable brought his family into the ring, and praised the AAA and the fans, and told Kaiser he was the only El Grande Americano. Handed over his mask in a symbolic passing of the identity. And this emotional gesture closed the show and was highlighted across multiple and it was highlighted across multiple reports. So Chad Gable, now, as his El Grande Americano persona for this year-long story, when Chad Gable was El Grande Americano, he didn't change any of his movesets. If you guys watched it, you guys noticed that he didn't change any of his movesets. Every move was Chad Gable, right? Every single move was Chad Gable, from the German suplexes to the chaos theory to the headbutt off the top rope to the ankle lock, right? Everything was Chad Gable. And that's what he wanted. He wanted this comedy character. Like I said, he wanted this comedy character and didn't change his moveset. So when you looked at the original El Grande Americano, you went, that looks like Chad Gable. But Ludwig Kaiser, when he took on the character or the persona of El Grande Americano, he changed his moveset. He used the metal plate that Chad Gable used to put in his mask. He put it in the top of his mask and headbutt you with it, right? Well, Kaiser took that to another level, and Kaiser changed his moveset to match that of Luchadora, or not Luchadora. that's women luchadors, of Lucha Libre. There we go, of Lucha Libre. And like I said, so Kaiser dove totally into this character because he needed a shift. He needed a shift in his character. He needed a character change. He needed something. And so now you have Ludwig Kaiser, who, like I said, who learned the ways of Lucha Libre, who actually changed his moveset and You know, you didn't know that. You knew that it was Ludwig Kaiser, but he didn't move and he didn't act like Ludwig Kaiser did. Whereas Chad Gable, as El Grande Americano, acted just like Chad Gable. You know, gracias, you know, the thank you, you know. And whereas El Grande, Ludwig Kaiser as El Grande, completely went the other direction with it. And like I said, dove headlong into this character. Dove in with both feet he became El Grande Americano. Which I think is so awesome that he dove into this and he became El Grande Americano, and you feel it when he's cutting the promos, when he's speaking, you feel it. You feel like Ludwig Kaiser is a luchador now. He is not Ludwig Kaiser, you know, from Imperium or Gunther's lackey or sidekick. He's not that anymore. He has become his own character. He has taken this character of El Grande Americano and made it his own. And that is so cool. And the match that him and Chad Gable had was absolutely incredible. Go back and watch it. It is amazing, this match. And now to what I teased earlier. I read and I heard that this could be the launching pad for El Grande Americano, Ludwig Kaiser, to this win against Chad Gable or the original El Grande Americano. This could be Kaiser's launching pad to challenge Dominic Mysterio for the AAA Mega Championship and dethrone Dominic Mysterio as the AAA Mega Champion. And if the reception that El Grande Americano or Ludwig Kaiser gets in Mexico is any indication of what a match between him and Dominic Mysterio would be, sign me up for that match. Sign me up right now for that match. I will 100% watch that match. And I 100% want to see El Grande Americano, Ludwig Kaiser, dethrone the King of the Luchadors, as Dominic calls himself. I would so want to see that because Ludwig Kaiser, his entire tenure in the WWE, the man is so good. The man is so good. He has never held a singles title in the WWE. He was in the Intercontinental picture for a cup of coffee, but they never put the title on him until he went down to AAA and things changed for him. And I'm so happy for him. I'm so glad for Ludwig Kaiser, and I'm so glad he had a match of this caliber with Chad Gable or the original El Grande Americano. I am so glad that he had such a great match. We all already knew that Ludwig Kaiser was capable of delivering banger matches. I mean, so You know, that, but, so that is how, that is how Noche de los Grandes week 1 ended on a high note. Now they're going to have to top that week 2, and I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they top that in week 2, because that was a beautiful match. That match was beautiful storytelling. They told an incredible story in that match. Both El Grande Americanos told an incredible story in that match. You felt everything in that match. Every hit, every counter, you felt it. And that, my friends, when you can feel it, that is wrestling. When you can feel the hatred that two men have for each other, and they deliver an incredible match, and then at the end show the ultimate respect for each other. That is wrestling. That is professional wrestling right there. And now moving on to what is next for Chad Gable. I think this match, not only was it, in my opinion, but this is just one wrestling fan's opinion. You guys may have different opinions. Please feel free to put them in the comments section down in the comments down below. But my opinion is that this was not only a launching pad for Ludwig Kaiser or El Grande Americano, but this was also a huge launching pad for Chad Gable. Because now they see what he can do. They knew what kind of matches he could deliver. But now he puts on something like this, he has to be in the title picture. He was for a minute, for a hot minute, he was in the title picture. Him and Cody were doing something, and they just kind of let the flame burn out on it. They just kind of let the flame burn out on it. They didn't continue with it. But now, after Cody's done with Gunther, because we're getting Cody Gunther too. I mean, yeah, we are getting Cody Gunther too. I will get into that. I'll get into that later. But that's a tease. That's the tease. I'll get into that later. But this was definitely a launching pad for Chad Gable as well, to elevate him to the next level, if you will. To put him in the title picture. I'm not talking about the United States Championship picture. I'm not talking about the Intercontinental Championship picture. I'm talking about the World Heavyweight Championship picture. Whether that's going up against the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, the OTC, or whether that's going up against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. But that match at Noche de los Grandes was a pivotal match for Chad Gable. Because you know Undertaker saw that match. And Undertaker is the head booker of AAA now. You know that he saw that match. You know Rey Mysterio saw that match. You know that they're reaching out to Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis and going, this guy, Chad Gable, needs to be in the title picture. He needs to be in the World Heavyweight title picture. because he has not won a singles title his entire tenure in the WWE. He has not won singles gold. He won NXT Tag Team Gold with Jason Jordan when they were American Alpha. But that was, and then it was Shorty G. That was it. He's never won singles gold. But this match right here, Saturday night, this match proved to me that Chad Gable is worthy of being in the title in the world title picture, because that man can go, and I hope for nothing but good things with Chad Gable after this, because I want to see that man succeed so much after this match. I want to see him do well. I want to see a world title in his future. And I do see a world title in his future. But that, guys, that was Noche de los Grandes Night 1. And it delivered. It absolutely delivered. It absolutely delivered 100%. So, let's try that again. But before I go, before we sign off here, guys, make sure that you guys like this video by giving this video a thumbs up. Make sure you guys comment in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and make sure you guys ring that bell for notifications, and watch this video right up here to the right above my head for more videos just like this. I will catch you guys in the next one. This is your boy Hollywood Steve, saying when you're Hollywood Steve, it's for life.